my ex finally canceled my line and took me off of his phone plan. He's been paying my phone and my phone line for like 3 years. My actual phone was paid off in like November, so he's just been paying my line ever since. Last week I got the notification that my line was canceled. So I call him and I was like, "You really canceled my phone?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why would you do that?" I've been minding my business. Haven't even talked to him in like over 6 months. Minding my business. Why would you cancel my line? Well, he reminded me that I sent him a crash out text basically saying that he, amongst other things, but that his son, mind you, he had a baby on me. Like, I was his girlfriend and he got some girl pregnant. Now he has a baby. I sent him a crash out text saying that his baby, his kid, is going to turn out to be a POS, just like he turned out to be a POS because of his POS father. I'm not wrong. Anyway, he reminded me that I sent that message. I was like, okay, whatever. I was mad. I was crashing out. And then he also told me and reminded me that I also said that if I were to ever, like, you know, take his kid out or something, that would feel like I was walking a dog. I don't remember saying that one, but I'll tell you one thing. Those are my words. Those are definitely my words. So I have a new phone number now. Yeah. Oops.
This a joke? What are we doing here? Y'all don't even go together. Regardless, who did what, who did whatever, where. Y'all are not together.
Many months later.
I know I deserve more, I just never said it. 2 middle fingers as I make an exit.
A few moments later.
It's the church fit we got going on today.
3 days later.
I don't know why they say that dating is so fun, because I am so tired of opening myself up to somebody and letting them get to know me and getting to know them and opening myself up to the possibility that I might have found the one, and going on these cute fun dates and thinking things are going so well, and then having them wake up one day and decide that they don't want me anymore. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to say, okay, and go and do the whole process all over again with somebody new. And I get that's what dating is, but it is so exhausting and disappointing, and I hate it.
Interesting. It would seem as though you're playing games.
I am on my way to a second date. I haven't been on a second date in a very long time, so I'm excited. This guy seemed very sweet and kind on our first date, and we seemed compatible. And he knows that I'm taking a break from drinking, and so he suggested we go to pizza, which I'm excited about too. Just seems very sweet. So obviously I'm gonna let you know how it goes, and I'm walking there right now. I wanted to film this, but it's like 6 blocks away. This is not a walking outfit, it's just the outfit. So pray for me. Okay, here we go. It smells so cute in here. I got here a little early, so now I wait. It was so awkward. Okay. Okay, I get there, and he brings these, and he's so sweet, and we have this lovely dinner, and oh, my heart's going so fast. And the dinner was great, and he is so kind, and I want to see him again. He just walked me to the car, got me in the car, I gave him a hug, and when I was pulling back, he like pulled me in, and I turn, and he's going in to kiss me, and I just go, because it was way too soon. It was way too soon for me, and that's what I said. I said, not yet. And he goes, okay. And then from that point, it was so awkward. I get in the car, and he's like, okay, well, let me know when you're back, because I'm going back home for like a week. I said, okay, thank you. And I could not turn to look. It was just so awkward. So I want to see him again, but it was too soon, and now I feel awkward and weird. So maybe I just need a minute.
And here once again, women are saying that they're better at communication. Dude, just text them and say, hey, I'm not really ready for that just yet, but I do very much want to see you again. Clear the air. That's literally it.
Why are you mad right now?
Because look at where the dog is. He doesn't like me. He's obsessed with you. I'm over it. It's honestly sexist.
What do you mean it's sexist?
Like, I don't believe, like, dogs obviously are into the patriarchy. Like, you're the leader
He's
of the
literally
pack.
just laying on me. Like,
No, it's all the time, though. Like, you're the leader of the pack. We get it. You have a so annoying. You'd think in 2025, dogs wouldn't be sexist, but...
on her by punch.
Okay, so I asked how old I look, and the responses are so funny because it's literally like a 30-year range. Guys, I'm 29. Like, I'm sorry, but in what world do I look in my 40s?
Keep letting ugly men have confidence. We need to go back to shaming ugly men.
So then that starts with you, mama. That starts with you. The reason why people like Biggie Smalls' daughter in that video that I just stitched can say the shit they say is because y'all always hype them up. Instead of being in her comments like, hey sis, I know you're talking about the men, but you're not in the best position to say that. Y'all will tell people like her that you're gorgeous, sis, body is tea, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna start asking y'all this. Would you switch faces and bodies with her? If she's so gorgeous and her body is so tea, would you switch bodies and faces with her? And then when I make videos like this, it's always, Shaquille, you hate black women. Why are you always attack women? The next time that you get your gnarled little fingers on your phone, before you write in the comments and ask me, Shaquille, why do you hate women? Ask yourself, what even made that person make that video in the first place? The video that he stitched, why would that person even say that? I want y'all to start asking that question first. Like, come on, mama. Y'all gonna tell me she don't look like Meatball from Baddies? Y'all gonna tell me she don't look like Meatball?
Everyone's talking about the male loneliness epidemic, but I think we need to talk about why y'all go out of your way, like go so out of your way and put so much time and effort into convincing a woman to give you a chance just to immediately sabotage it. You're not lonely. You're dumb.
So she said all of this, and then somebody responded. Here's a comment.
So women were actually forced legally and financially to rely on men, right? In this society, the society that men set up, where women were not allowed to go to school or get a job or get a bank account without a man or get a house. Okay. So that's how it was set up for a long time. That was baked into society, right? We're about one generation in where women have all of those freedoms. And now this administration, which possibly you even voted for, are trying to go back to where legally women have to rely on men. Again, financially and legally and birth control wise and whatever else. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you. Secondly, though, every single time I try to have a conversation with a grown man about his intentions with me, he literally just shuts down and can't do it. I am an open book and I'm very straight to the point, and I don't understand why this is so hard for other people. Recently, I was seeing someone for a little over a month, I think. I don't know. And it was fun, casual situation, but I was starting to develop some feelings, and I just wanted to check to make sure we're on the same page. And so I was like, if it's just a hookup, we got to set some ground rules. If it's more than that, I'm open, whatever. I'm a pretty flexible gal. I'm pretty understanding, and he said it was more than a hookup, but then could not have a further discussion and stopped responding. And now we no longer speak. It's all BS. It's all BS and excuses. So yeah, BS on both of these topics because.
So your first question, comment, statement was, you guys talk about being lonely, but then when we give you a chance, you sabotage it. He then responds by saying, men are tired of being treated like a piggy bank. So maybe it's not really sabotage. Maybe it's just that we feel like we're being used. You then come back and say, well, we kind of sort of had to use you because we had no choice, and that should be okay. So now that we don't have to use you, we won't. And you should be okay with that. Now you got to come up to our standard and let us continue to use you and be okay with that. This is the breakdown that a lot of modern women are having. You did not address any of that man's concerns. You shamed them, and then you continued on with what's more important to you. That's what a lot of women do. Mind you, this is a hookup. So maybe he said, I like that so much, maybe I want more. But then maybe he went back and was like, I don't really know. So at the end of the day, you should have left it at, oh, it's just a hookup, it doesn't matter. No reason to get on the internet trying to shame men for a hookup. It was a hookup.
Okay, is he cute or is he just in a bags?
He's just in a band. Wait.
He's cute, I think. Is he cute or is he just in a bag?
He's cute.
Okay, hold on.
He's cute.
You know, Kevin Samuel said these women love status.
I pray that nobody ever finds out, and I mean nobody. Nobody ever finds out the way I treat the men that I like. I know I come on here, I kiki, and I be like, oh, men this, men that. But the man that I like, oh, baby, you can get whatever. You can have whatever you like.
It's giving Beyonce cater to you. I don't care what my mama say, daddy say. Like, listen. And when people start talking about spending money on men, I be quiet. Because I like to trick on my man. On my man. Okay, like, we go together. I'm going to spend money on you. Yeah, like, like, once you got me, you got me. That's why I got to be careful. Because I am a true lover girl. And once I be going off the deep end. Phew. So, I pray nobody ever finds out. Like, don't go through my text messages. If there was somebody with a camera following me around, like, I don't need nobody to know how I be acting.
I've decided this is the year that I objectify men. You're walking past me. Uh-oh. Feeling uncomfortable? Uh-oh. Keep walking.
So my boyfriend and I broke up, but we still lived together for 5 months after the breakup. And we also worked together for 5 months after the breakup. So we were living in a 2-bedroom apartment, which was perfect. So he had his own bedroom, I had my own bedroom. But when I tell you, this man literally changed like the trajectory of what I expect in a man. I'm trying to have Zazu hang out with us, but he is so type A. Like, he does not like mess. He doesn't like filth. He hated dishes in the sink. He hated a dirty, like a wet sponge in the sink as well. If anything, he was the one that actually took care of the house way better than I did. He was also just a respectful guy. Like, he actually respected boundaries. He wasn't trying to, infiltrate my room to try to get something. Never. He's also very introspective and he knows how to be alone. Like, he's very, very comfortable in solitude, which I think helped with us kind of having our own lives even while we were living together. He never required validation from external sources, which meant when the relationship ended, we made it very clear, like, we're not bringing anybody over, but he also wasn't interested in that. He was like, okay, now that the relationship is over, I'm gonna focus on me. Which is insane because I feel like a lot of men, just go out and like everybody. I know this sounds really weird, but because we were both independent of each other, we actually were still able to hang out, watch movies together, do all those things without it being awkward. And also it was very convenient for me at the time because I was hardly paying anything. I wasn't paying any of the bills, had no idea how much anything cost. And I was paying kind of like a small portion of the rent. So obviously convenient. And like, ladies, when a woman is done, she's done. So like there wasn't any more exploring of that. Anyways, all that being said, whenever like women either complain about their boyfriends or women complain about men just being like filthy and stupid, I'm just like, not all of them. Now, emotionally speaking, we weren't perfect, obviously, and like I think struggle to see like red flags immediately in men. However, all that being said, he was a really great, like, what's the word? Exemplary boyfriend to have.
Girl, go back to him. It's horrific out here. She's not going to do that because she thinks she has so many options. Godspeed.
All right, I got a hot take. It's probably going to piss off a lot of women, but it's okay. I gotta say this. I think that the gym fits have been taken too far, okay? Like, I get you guys want to wear, like, your cute little outfits or whatever, and I get that. Like, women wear tight clothes, it's whatever. I'm not saying women shouldn't do that. And I get men are weird. I get a lot of men are very weird at the gym. I'm not defending men at the gym because I've seen it many, many times. But some of the outfits women wear at the gym nowadays are just so bizarre. Like, some of these onesies and like the spandex and stuff I see, or even the tops, like, I can see your nipple through your shirt. And then it's almost as if you stuck your fingers inside your lips to push your shorts in there. And then just grabbed your shorts and almost ripped them to pull them up your ass. And they say curiosity kills the cat. There's no curiosity anymore because I can see it all. I can see everything. I can see the wrinkles in your lips. Okay? There's not even any more guessing. So yes, men are probably going to look. I get it's weird that men are still going to stare. But imagine if a dude was in there working out with his shirt off. I mean, you thought he was attractive. You're going to look at him. I mean, and some of the materials of the clothing that you guys are wearing is almost as if it's paper mache. Like you got it wet and then you just put it on. You might as well just paint your body with a brush and then go to the gym. I'm all for women wearing whatever you guys want. I get it. It's your body, your choice. But don't be one of the women at the gym that complains when men are looking at you when you're literally wearing paper mache as clothing. Okay? So don't be that person that sits there and complains, oh, these men are looking at me when you wear stuff like that. Okay? And like I said, I'm not defending men because I know men can be very, very weird at the gym, and I get that. But anyways, that's my rant for the day.
Okay, no one talks about how if you have been on dating apps and then one day you just stop, like not because you're in a relationship, you just decide you're not doing apps anymore, what that does to your self-esteem. Because when you're constantly getting that, you know, validation and just having conversations with people, and then you just stop, turn it off, it genuinely feels like, I mean, okay, I'm talking about me here, like I've, you know, deleted dating apps, whatever. I feel like there is something wrong with me. Like I'm suddenly questioning if I'm attractive at all. This isn't me fishing, okay? Please, I don't want any comments that are like, oh my god, you're blah blah blah, don't even complain. But genuinely, just when you go from being on dating apps to not being on dating apps, it actually messes with your self-esteem and the way you view yourself. I've felt so ugly for months. Not because I think I'm, you know, attractive, right? But just that change in reinforcement. Maybe this is just an overshare, not relatable. I don't know. Let me know.
Weirdly, it sounds like you're getting external validation or some sort of validation from the apps. So maybe work on that.
African black women hate their men. They do. And they're coming over to America because in their countries, they cannot express this hate out of fear that they will be dealt with. They're coming over to America and they're completely taking advantage of the systems that we have created. They are intermixing themselves into our communities and spewing this black male hate. And I'm going to tell you the type of black American women who is latching on to this type of shit. It's the black American women who have made the worst decisions in men, who have had multiple kids by multiple men, and they do not like it. They can't go back and change the hands of time. They're leeching on to this, oh, I hate black men movement that's being ran by these African women because it fits their narrative that they created for themselves. Black American women love our men. We always have. We might have issues to strike with them. That's between us. We deal with that. That's our issue. Everything else ain't got nothing to do with us. Whatever issues that black people in other countries have, y'all can't just bring that shit to country and throw that on us and expect us to pick it up. That's not our load. And then a lot of y'all be going into our past, our history, bringing up stuff, reopening wounds that don't need to be reopened. The things that we have been actively trying to work on as black American men and black American women, y'all are coming over just snatching the Band-Aid off saying, it doesn't fit what we have going on right now. You, a black American woman and a black African woman, will never make me hate black American men. You can't make me do it. I don't care how mad you get. I'm a doormat, okay. I'm gonna pick Misha biggest. However, you cannot convince me that your ideology is, as a matter of fact, hurt people ain't got no place sitting up trying to give somebody some advice. You need healing.
I have another question for you. So how soon is too soon to go all the way with somebody that you went on some dates with? I know there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just kind of collectively trying to see what your responses are. So say you go on a date with a person and the first date's like super casual, coffee, meet for a drink. I love to keep it just super like casual like that, because if you're not feeling it, they're not feeling it, you guys have an easy way out. Then progressively, the more you talk, the more you want to see each other, you go on longer, nicer dates. Like the next one is a sit down dinner or lunch kind of thing. Then the next one you do an activity together. So you're progressively spending more time together. But how soon, like by the second or third date, do you think is too soon to go all the way? Just trying to get a collective answer here.
I know you guys have men in your life somewhere that can help you with these questions, but y'all refuse to ask.
Y'all, this man told me I be doing too much and I gotta stop doing too much. And I told him, what if I don't? And he told me, all he said was, you've been briefed. What you mean?
But why is it that we're supposed to accept masculine black women when they would never accept feminine black men? They never would. So why the hell should I accept a woman that behaves like a man when she would never accept me for behaving like a woman? And this is the insane double standard where they'll sit there and say, you need to accept me the way that I come, but women never accept us the way that we come. We have to self-improve. Why don't they have to self-improve? So when they say dumb shit like that, saying, oh, you can't handle a black woman, or why don't you date them? What that really means is, why are you not dealing with the stereotypical, loud, obnoxious, crass, rude black woman? And I'm saying no, because I don't want to date myself. So if I've dated a black woman before that are polite, feminine, not fat, respectful, speak proper English, you know, they say ask instead of ax, like all these things. And that's what I like. So if I'm going to be around that, great. I don't really care about skin color like that. I have a preference. It just so happens that a lot of the times black women don't adhere to these preferences because they're indoctrinated to have this mindset of, let me challenge a man, let me be rambunctious, let me go ahead and chase a career and basically be the man that I want to get. And I'm not with that.
Mad Clips, baby.
That's fair. How do you feel about that, Kim?
Facts. Why would you expect a man to accept you for the things that you're not supposed to be doing when you wouldn't accept him for the reverse, literally? And once again, I think this goes for pretty much all ethnicity.
Women think the relationship is all about them. They do. Everything is centered around what she wants. And if that's fine, in her mind, everything is cool. And she does not care what the man is going through. She don't care what his challenges are, or any of those things. So what ends up happening, the male believes that he keeps the marriage together because if he goes to cheat or whatever, like those 41 shades, for different reasons, they left you with the marriage because the marriage was all you wanted. You didn't actually want the man. You wanted the marriage. The fairy tale. You wanted the fairy tale. So the man feels that he gave you what you wanted. You wanted the marriage. You wanted the money. You wanted the kids. You wanted all of this crap. And never consider what he's mentally going through. Never considers what he invests into the relationship. A lot of men deal with this. And so what they end up doing is getting things outside of the relationship. And what? The woman is still mad.
So there's this guy, he's standing over there. He has like blonde hair, like red beard. He's a little short, but he's really sexy at the same time. I'm gonna go see if he is interested. Like he's staring at me and I'm staring at him. But like he's not doing anything. So it's kind of empty in here. So I don't know, maybe this is the time I actually say something. It's been a while. I don't want to interrupt him. I'm so fucking mad. Oh, he's working out. He's really focused. He's kind of surrounded by people. I'm just gonna go say hi. You look good. What you working on?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
It's like I'm in the gym working out. Do me a favor. I'm over here with my wife. Don't bother me, please.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do that.
Talisa, just go home. Leave these men alone. Stop bothering them.
The amount of devastation these young guys are going to have in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be insane. So the one thing that I noticed is after TikTok launched, the idea of just being somebody attractive on the internet, women, i.e. women on the internet, just simply being attractive, offering nothing else. The amount of exposure and attention it gets you through social media. For whatever reason, Instagram is the devil. And it's always like college chicks and high school chicks all like just posting bikini pictures, stuff like that. And I look at how many likes they get, and it's like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 likes. And I'm like, if it's already this bad now, where social media is ruining dating, think about how horrible it's going to be in about 5 to 10 years for these younger guys coming up.
Put a finger down if your dad died and then you find out that he's not really your dad and your mom has kept this from you for 27 years, but she gives you the name of a man that could be your biological father. So you look him up on Facebook and you find a man that looks just like you, but the catch is He's Norwegian and lives in Norway. So you sit on it for about a year, but it's eating at you. And so you finally reach out to him and you make contact. And he says that it could make sense. So you both take 23andMe DNA tests and it links you as father and daughter. And then about another year later, you're about 3 days away from hopping on a plane to go meet your dad and your Norwegian family for the first time.
Men do not know how lucky they are when a girl actually likes them.
Something tells me that men are about to be told why that is.
Like, do you know how many unanswered texts I have in my phone?
No, but I'm sure that one is going to try to make that relevant somehow.
From men who I take literal days, if not weeks, to respond to.
I kind of have to wonder about the quality of men that one is so obviously just stringing along what seems for entertainment purposes. What exactly is the benefit to them waiting around for someone who obviously doesn't care enough about them to text them back?
You know that the fact I'm responding to you the same business day is a privilege?
A privilege, is it? It's definitely not the word that I would choose.
I don't think they do. I don't think they know.
Well, they definitely know now what a privilege it is to be on someone's roster who only responds to them when they get bored or lonely enough. I wonder, does the same apply to men that keep rosters of women? Or is that somehow different?
Tell me why everyone that I'm interested in is like, oh, I just got divorced a month ago, or I'm not ready to date, or I'm not looking for a relationship, or I don't like women suck, I'm butthurt. That's my type. Everybody that's my type, that's me. And everybody that's not my type is available and wants to date me and wants to get married and have babies. No more babies, but I need to change my type. Maybe that's the problem. That actually, now that I said that out loud, I get on here, make these TikToks, and I like have these epiphanies like, oh, yeah, that's what's wrong with me. It's cool. I'm just gonna be single, no dating. It's great. Also, it's like 40 degrees here today. I'm in my winter coat in May in Nashville. Nashville's drunk, and it needs to go back to nice wearing short shorts and tank top weather because this is some bull.
My fiancé wanted to have a traditional bachelorette party, but I didn't know that translates to cheating on me in front of all her friends. My fiancé, 29F, and I, 32M, have been together for about 7 years now. We were supposed to get married next month. About 2 weeks ago, my fiancé approached me and asked if I would be open to us having bachelor and bachelorette parties. This made me really uncomfortable. Personally, I believe that these kinds of parties only serve to encourage infidelity before a couple gets married, and they aren't something I'd be interested in. I expressed that to my fiancée, but she told me that if we did have them, they'd just be friends hanging out with us, celebrating our future wedding, and that we wouldn't have the stereotypical last night of freedom kind of party. After talking for a bit and establishing some boundaries, we agreed to have the parties on the same day, which happened to be this past Wednesday. When Wednesday came around, my friends came over to our place for a game and drinks, while my fiancée went out clubbing with her friends. I was having fun with my friends until about roughly 3 hours into our game when one of our mutual friends texted me and told me that we needed to talk. Obviously, I immediately became concerned and asked her what was going on, but she said that she didn't feel comfortable discussing it over text and preferred to speak to me in person. This really messed me up, and for the next hour, I couldn't really focus on anything else because I kept wondering what could possibly be so important that she wanted to come over and talk to me. By the time she arrived, my friends and I had already wrapped things up, so I was just waiting for her to come. She came in and asked for us to sit down and talk, revealing to me that my fiancé used the party as an opportunity to cheat on me. I immediately felt like Mike Tyson had punched me in the chest. This was exactly what I was afraid of when my fiancé first approached me about having these parties, and she assured me that was the furthest thing from her mind. Until then, I had no reason not to trust her, so I believed her. I felt so stupid for not seeing this coming. I asked my friend if she was sure of what happened, and she showed me a video of my fiancé kissing some guy at a bar. Apparently, this video was shared in a group chat that my fiancé and her friends were on to plan the party. I honestly don't know how I didn't break down crying when I was shown the video. There was the woman that I was supposed to spend the rest of my life with, kissing another man while her friends cheered her on. This next part is my friend's recollection of the events that led up to the cheating, so I don't have a whole lot of details. Apparently, my fiancé's maid of honor spent the entire night complaining that I wouldn't let them have a traditional bachelorette party, and that I was too controlling and jealous. My fiancé didn't push back on any of it and just kept drinking and having her fun. At some point, some of the women noticed that she had been getting attention from some of the men, which is when the maid of honor started to encourage her to flirt. My fiancé gave some weak resistance, but eventually, she gave in and approached one of the guys at the bar. This is the point where our mutual friend became uncomfortable and left the party early, but she was still in the group chat where the video was shared. I thanked my friend for telling me what happened and asked her to forward me the evidence, along with anything else that might end up being shared with her. After she left was when I finally broke down crying. I then texted my fiancé, telling her that I knew the wedding was off. Just a few minutes later, my phone was flooded with text messages from her and her friends. They even tried adding me to the group chat where they shared the video of her kissing the other man. She got home about 30 minutes later. She was crying when she came in and begged me not to call off the wedding. She was telling me that she was wasted and that she didn't know what came over her. She claimed that she didn't do anything other than kissing and that she loved me. I stayed silent through all of her crying, which I think only made her more desperate. She kept saying how sorry she was, how it would never happen again, and how she would cut off all the friends that were at her party. I told her that I didn't want to talk about what happened, and that the wedding was still off. I also told her that she could call her friends over and have the traditional party she obviously wanted so much because I was leaving. This made her even more desperate, and I kid you not, made her try to block the door to prevent me from leaving. I just stayed silent while packing my bags, then called my sister over and asked her if I could stay with her for a couple of days. I have now been at my sister's house for the last few days, calling friends and family to tell them that the wedding is off. I haven't told anyone other than my sister the reason. I just feel so humiliated. My ex has been calling and texting me every day for the past 2 days. My sister has been offering me support, but I just don't know what to do next. I feel so lost. Despite everything that happened, I still love her. Is there any hope for reconciliation? Update. I wanted to get ahead of the rumors from people as to why the wedding was called off, so I started calling people again and let them know exactly what happened. It was a humiliating experience to tell people my fiancée made out with some other guy while her friends cheered her on, but everyone has been really supportive, especially my parents and my sister. I also called my ex's parents since they helped with some of the expenses of the wedding, and I wanted to let them know that they should try to get their deposits back. To my surprise, my ex's mother picked up the phone and she already knew everything that had happened. Apparently, my ex told them everything. I did ask her some questions to see just how much they knew, and everything seemed to line up with what I knew happened. They didn't try to make me stay with my ex or anything. As for my ex herself, she and I did meet once to discuss everything. She begged me for a second chance and even suggested that she would cut off her friends who enabled her. She proposed going to couples counseling. I told her that I don't want to spend the rest of my life being her warden, making sure that she isn't hanging out with people I don't approve of, and that if we began a marriage already going to couples therapy for something as big as this, then we were already doomed to fail. I also expressed that I couldn't see how I would ever trust her again after she did the exact thing I had expressed my concerns about, and that a marriage can't survive without trust. So, this is where I am now. I'm single, and I think I'm going to stay that way for a while. It still hurts after spending 7 years together with this woman, but there's just no trust there anymore. As far as I am concerned, I am ready to close this chapter of my life.
The problem with dating apps is that I don't want to be with someone who used a dating app to meet me. I know I'm on the app, but why are you on the app? Embarrassing.
Maybe I'm a little biased, but I feel like the men in Dallas should have no issue being on dates and dating women and getting into relationships, because when I say the girlies here are ready, I just saw this man post that he moved to Dallas and the girls are flooding his comments. Talking about, hey, welcome. Hey, neighbor. I'm like, oh, the girls are eager for the man. I'm here for it a little bit. I don't think I could give that man that much attention publicly, but if you're a man and you single in Dallas and you don't want to be, I'm honestly confused as to why. Like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all going on apps? Are y'all going outside? I do know men in Dallas. I think it's just the Dallas culture. I feel like men don't really approach in person here like I'm used to back home. But if you a man in Dallas and you ain't got no girlfriend or a fiance or a wife and you want one, what's the holdup? Because the girl's pretty. They got their head on straight. They work corporate jobs. They doing what they need to do. What's going on with you, Boogie?
Well, a lot of these women aren't really marriage material. So a man doesn't really want to waste his time spending money on women that he doesn't see a future with. I know I wouldn't.
Because men have become lazy in dating, and women have allowed men to become lazy in dating.
Have men become lazier in dating, or does the gratification come quicker so we don't need to stay?
No, I think women have become easier, and I think men have become lazier.
It takes a certain amount of energy to get from point A to point B.
Yes.
Now, if I need to run a mile in 8.5 minutes, I might as well get my sprint on. But if I can run a mile and I got 45 minutes to do it, of course I can be lazier about it, because there's no
standard.
The thing that women hold the most on to is their sexuality and the offering of their sex. And when that becomes in abundance, then what do I need to stay for?
Women have become easier, men have become lazier.
But what happened first?
A lot of people always talk about this, but I want to get down to the bottom of it, right?
Yeah, let's talk.
So these days, they're trying to tell us that women are no longer the prize. So I want to know what you think. Are women the prize, or are they just entitled?
Man, I swear. Let me put this cup down. Man, I swear, every woman feel entitled because, listen, everybody be trying to chase a baller and want somebody with money and to take care of them and to do this and do all that. But in reality, like, we the kings. If I'm doing all of this and you just waiting for me to do all of that, then, like, what do I get out of all of this? You feel me? Oh, you sex? Is that what this is all about? Because I do feel like you can get that from any girl.
But what about
what you bringing to the table besides entitlement? Because that ain't it no more. Niggas ain't going for that no more. I'm telling you that. Niggas with money ain't going for that no more.
So what does it take then to get, like, a lot of women want to date a baller? What does it take
to date a baller?
What does it take to date a baller? Tell us.
Man, what can you do to, like, on some real, to make my life easier? Like, what can you do to like not make it like a how do I want to say this? Like, damn, like when a girl is like a asset and not a reliability.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be a
liability.
A liability. Don't be a liability. Like,
what makes a girl a liability to you? She just always needs something, always begging.
I'm like, damn, I'm the king, right? And
Yeah.
I'm taking care of you. I got the big mansion. I got the house. I'm getting you a car. I'm doing all this, but I gotta go and make sure you straight all the time. Like, nah, that ain't
I
it.
think that men are
You gotta
starting.
make sure we straight.
I think men are starting to understand their value more, and they're not just going for the pretty girl. Pretty is not enough. Women have to bring more to the table than just being cute, because guess what? With surgeries and everything going on, everybody can be cute. Everybody can have a
Everybody
big
look
ass.
alike.
Everybody can look the same look. Okay. Right now, what women need to start doing is actually being an asset and not a liability. You need to start bringing things to the table, and don't just say you're the table, baby, because you're not.
'Cause you're not.
So at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. I think that there are valuable women in the world, but I think that a lot of women are skewed by a false reality. And that false reality is that a man should start giving you money the moment he met you. Are you a prostitute or a
You ain't
woman?
paying
I'm
no
confused.
bills. If you ain't paying no rent, how about when I walk out the door, you open the door?
What?
When I go in the car, you open the car door for me.
So
I'm the
you
king.
want a woman to open the door
I'm the
for
king,
you.
right? What we talking about? I'm the king, right?
So a woman should be opening your door
Why
and
not?
your car door.
Why not?
Honestly, man, I feel like a lot of these women would be a prize to some man somewhere if y'all would just date in y'all's league. Y'all tell men to date in their tax bracket. Then you go and try to get somebody like Paul Pierce. And at that point in time, he's like, I'm not going for that. Absolutely not. Oh man, I don't gotta go for that. And then what happens is you spend your early years chasing this type of man thinking that, well, it just takes one, I'm gonna get lucky, and you don't even qualify. And then when you get a little bit older, you now try to turn back to the men that you passed up. And even if they would have taken you back in the day, they're not giving you any time of the day now because you didn't pass them up. And now you want to try to be like, oh yeah, I definitely want you. And it's like, you just insulted me. You slapped me in my face years ago. And now you want me to forget about that? Girl, go sit down.
I remember this one time I was talking to this dude who owned a restaurant, and he was like, let's go get dessert there in the middle of the night. And it was like 3 a.m. And we get there, and the whole idea sounded great, right? Like, go get cheesecake and eat at the restaurant at 3 a.m. He opened the door and the alarm went off, and he didn't know how to turn his own alarm off. And the cops came, and he told me to hide because he didn't want his mom to show up. This man was like 32 at the time or something, and I was 21, and he didn't want his mom to show up and be like, why is there a 21-year-old with you at the restaurant at 3 a.m.? Yeah, so he couldn't turn his own alarm off. I just thought of that.
Was this before or after he clapped?
Men seek women for peace. Femininity is peace. And that is what we need more of. We have way too much ego and testosterone running this planet. And it's not to say anything bad about it. I think that we need a balance of it. And we've been out of balance for a long time. And it's time to bring back some nurture, some softness, some love, some wisdom, some spiritual connection.
I'm with you, man. I'm just trying to see if the fellas gonna like what you got going on. I don't know. I mean, I like what I'm hearing, but I don't know if the fellas gonna like the twisting and twirling and showing you behind on the TikTok. So, I mean, fellas, let me know.
Things you need to lie about to men when you start dating them. I'm extremely big on honesty in dating and in general, but I do think when women start dating a guy, there are a few things that they should be selective with the truth about. Number one, how your exes hurt you. Men do not need to know about your past traumas early on in dating, and they certainly don't need to know about all the shit let slide when you were unhealed. As far as that guy is concerned, when you start dating him, all of your exes were amazing, things just didn't work out. Number two, how long it's been since you last slept with someone. He shouldn't really be asking you this question anyway, but if it does come up, you don't owe men intimate details about your sex life. Number three, you need to lie to him about your insecurities. Don't make any disparaging remarks about yourself. Don't say you think you look fat or you don't feel attractive today. You really have to show no weakness to men when we start dating them, because some of them will take advantage of it. Go into that date role-playing as a strong, confident, self-assured woman, and basically fake it till you make it if you do not feel like that. Lastly, do not let him know that you're anxiously attached. He doesn't need need to know about that. Hopefully he's a secure guy and won't trigger your anxious attachment anyway, but if he does, you need to self-soothe that. Yes, you can ask for a little bit of reassurance here and there, but at the end of the day, our attachment issues are our problem and it's something we need to deal with internally. And you should never really be putting that on another person in dating. Hope this helps.
Honestly, just my opinion, some of the absolute worst advice imaginable. But then she's the same one talking about. Literally her account is, oh, men in this male loneliness epidemic, oh, they need to take responsibility and women ain't responsible.
Okay, so I need those of you who have been married for a significant amount of time to chime in on this for me. And I feel like it makes me sound like a super person, but is what it is. The other night I'm sitting in the bath and my husband flings the door open and he looks at me and he's like, where's people? And in my mind, I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? What did I forget? Right? And he says, what's the date? I said, April 30th. He said, no, it's May 1st. And still, my mind is just like, what did I miss? What did I miss? Going through my kids' birthdays in my head and like, no. He said, it's our anniversary. Oh my God. I totally forgot. It's 9 o'clock at night. And I asked him, did you know this all day and you're just saying something? He said, no, I just saw it 5 minutes ago. It popped up on my Facebook timeline from last year's post.
And these modern women on social media would have you to believe if he wanted to, he would. If he didn't remember, he hates you. Divorce him now. But we got a woman in the comments. Sherry Gillette 42 says, I've been married for 45 years. I've forgotten several times. Life is just full. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Don't let these women talk you out of a good relationship.
Can we bring back catcalling? Not specifically but like flirting. Men don't do it anymore. And I noticed this because they don't walk up to bars and they don't flirt like at the gym, anywhere. Men don't walk up to anyone anywhere. But they don't even catcall. Like the creepy men who used to catcall don't even do that anymore. Men have gotten afraid to talk to women. I'm not saying I need a man to catcall me, but a confidence boost every once in a while won't do me any harm. Let me get offended by you catcalling me at least. I walked through construction sites today and think nothing. Not even a honk from a car.
Have you seen this economy? That man cannot afford to lose his job. In all seriousness, ladies, men have just been listening to you. They are literally doing what you asked them to. And with that, they have determined that even if you come on saying, oh, please keep doing this because it's a confidence boost for me, it is not worth your confidence boost for him to have real life consequences. And even to a smaller degree, even if it's not a big consequence like losing his job, you all are kind of mean. You insult him, you call him a creep. It really just makes him feel bad. So why is he going to risk that, completely demolishing his self-confidence in order to boost yours? Just a tiny bit. It's not worth it.
So the guy that I went to dinner with a couple weeks ago, yeah, he's coming over. I mean, given we still hang out 3 to 4 times a week and he always just texts me and is like, what are you doing? I'm coming over. Did I invite you over? But whatever, it's fine. He texted me and he was like, I'm literally just walking around the town that he's in because his mom is gone. And he's like, I'm gonna come over. I was like, cool. I gotta clean first. And he's like, no, I'll come over in an hour and I'll help you clean. Sir, you're confusing me. This man, I just can't. The audacity. But is he still coming over? Yes. We're having a May the 4th night. We're watching Star Wars and I hate Star Wars. So wish me luck. And I'll give you an update, as I always do.
So you're waiting for him to propose is what I'm getting out of all of this.
For $20, make us laugh.
I ain't gonna lie, my family bring this every Easter, dog. RIP to my grandma, RIP to my grandpa. I know they still. So I was trying to crack this joint, right? We had an early dismissal. I was trying to take her to my crib, but I was living with my mom. Unfortunately, everybody was in the crib. So my grandparents went on vacation. They was on a cruise. I got the key to their house. So I took her over there. I tried to boss up. So I took her to the front room where my grandparents stay. I wasn't trying to hit on the little plastic couch. Why not go in their room? So I go in their room. I'm taking off her clothes. We doing whatever we doing. I look to the left. I see a disposable camera on the dresser. So I didn't know if I was going to ever crack again. I just started taking pics. Fast forward, I forgot all about the disposable camera. My grandma ended up getting these pictures developed. And then I just hear a whole bunch of yelling and screaming and throwing on Easter morning, and she telling everybody in the family, like, my grandpa little girls, he out here taking pictures of girls all in their bed. He like little bald head, this, that, and the third. And at first I ain't fess up, I ain't gonna lie, because it was a little hectic in that job. But I ended up telling the truth once my grandpa was crying. I ain't never seen that cry. He was voted like. So I'm like, all right, let me just tell the truth. I told the truth, and I kind of like an annual whooping her at Easter. But, yeah.
No, you curse a family with that one. I ain't gonna lie.